Welcome back. What is up, you little stinkers, you little gamers out there? I hope you're all doing well. I missed you guys. I seriously missed making videos so much. I hope you guys all enjoyed the pre-recorded content. I am now back from Mexico, back here in America, and I just want to give a huge thank you to all of you guys. The same day I got back, by the way, is also Halloween, so that's for anyone celebrating out there. Also a side-by-side comparison of, last year's Halloween, 1 year ago today to now. It's crazy to think where we are in that old set compared to this set. I just feel so lucky. While I was at Mexico, we also broke 60,000 subscribers. Huge thanks to all of you guys out there, and a quick, actual side-by-side comparison for all of you as well. It's just crazy to see how far we have really come in a single year, and thank you all of you guys who actually showed support while I was gone. I am now back, and more importantly, for all you CSGO viewers out there, the next few days will be hectic. I'm going to try and catch back up on all the biggest stories out there. There are tons of big stories, which I cannot cover all today. I will cover 3 pretty decent ones, and I think one of the biggest ones over the past couple of days as we break it down, that's going to be Complexity. Are they trying to compete to be the juggernaut of North America? It seems maybe not. Yes, they might be located in North America, but it could potentially be a majority European lineup for this Complexity team, which, by the way, I've never really fully had the faith in this lineup. Yes, they've had some decent results here and there, never really any major achievements unless we look at the past major a couple of times ago where they actually made a pretty decent run, an unexpected run. Now with latest rumors out there, guys, and also the team themselves have now officially benched Dephh alongside Shahzam. I'm a bit more surprised about Shahzam, and again, when it comes to giving credit where credit is due, this team and Jason Lake, they are giving their utmost effort in turning this roster entirely around because we have a brand new lineup. Everyone besides Obo is going to be a brand new player on this lineup. We have Dephh, we have Obo, we have Rush, and now supposedly thanks to Nell as well. His article's linked down below. The latest rumors out there, guys, we could have 2 more European players, K0nfig from Optic alongside the one and only Poizon from Windigo, which when you look at paper, when you just look at that flat out, if these players can reach their expectations, can reach their former levels of height, this roster is nutty, and it can very well compete at least inside the top 10. But that will mean majority EU, yes, although they will be located in the HQ. Of course, the Complexity, their training center, the facilities are known to be very nice here in America. Over in Texas, they will be in their league spots, of course, having to compete out of North America. They get to keep that spot if they want to. When it comes to the major, though, yes, that means a European minor for a lineup, which on paper, it looks very solid. Another video for another time. Once this roster is confirmed, if it is, we look at the likes of Rush. At least for me, I look at Rush and K0nfig. These players have not reached their peak for quite a few months now, but if they can and be led by Dephh and actually mesh very well as a lineup around Obo as well, the youngster and the only North American guy there, this could be a very, very strong roster, especially with the likes of Poizon set to join. I must give credit to Jason Lake. This lineup, I will say, it looks absolutely just bad. It looks in a good way, though, in a very, very good way. The players look very strong, although we said the same thing for a lot of lineups out there that are not working out currently. We'll talk about that very shortly, guys. You can hint at the likes of Vitality and Mouse Sports, and NIP is actually doing fairly well amongst all these changes. Fnatic joins them. We have so many teams out there who made similar changes. Complexity, they've taken it a step farther. They fully invested into this. This is looking like the likes of an original FaZe Clan when they first bought out the G2 roster. They are spending big bucks, and I hope it pays off. And speaking of Poizon, who supposedly might be joining Complexity, guys, from Windigo Gaming, I talked about this last week, and this is not too surprising, although what is surprising is the number of TOs out there and organizers who are not paying teams. WESG being one of them, amidst many others actually brought to us by Windigo. HLTV article linked down below for all of you guys. It might be Windigo apparently actually set to cease their operations in CSGO. Not only with their sale of Poizon supposedly to Complexity, probably got a very nice buyout for him as well, but the rest of the roster, they cannot maintain that roster underneath the organization because several organizers out there are simply not paying out the cash and the prize pools they need to pay their staff and players. It's very sad to see the list out there is growing of organizers who delay their payments or change their payments. WESG has been notorious for this. If you guys have been keeping track as well, I talked about it last week. Windigo, they were set for sale many, many months ago until they won WESG in nearly $500,000. That seemingly kept them afloat, but that money amongst other money is not being paid out. They are now set to be done and off this roster. Let's keep in mind though, this roster, I was a huge fan a couple majors ago when they nearly made made that major, and they made a swell run in the European minor themselves. I believe almost taking down Mouse Sports to actually make the major itself. We have a couple players here, at least, that should be going elsewhere, and the rest of the staff will be free agents starting November 1st. Haji, one of them, Mirabert, I think it's Blocker and Bubble as well. Poizon has been set to be sold. One tournament organizer has now responded and said they will be paying the team. That will not keep them afloat. I think the days of Windigo gaming were already numbered as it is, and then these TOs not paying out has just simply shortened those numbers as well. So the rest of the team will actually be free agents starting tomorrow, November 1st, and Poizon's now set to be sold, we believe, to Complexity. Just like that, guys, another financial statement, a financial issue, I should say, bringing a team or an organization and actually making them leave CSGO entirely. It's really, really sad to see. I really do wonder, though, if even they were paid out, how long Windigo would have lasted. Now, very lastly, for all of you, and StarSeries news out there, for all of you guys who did not see the event, Liquid, FaZe Clan, Astralis were not there, of course, mainly focusing on Liquid and Astralis, and it was a nutty event. I only saw the first couple of days. Last couple of days I was in Mexico, but results-wise, I will say this, spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1. EG should have been your favorite, especially with the other top two teams in the top three, Liquid and Astralis not being there. They should have been your favorite. That's not to say, though, they looked very, very impressive in doing so. And with that, they have now become the #1 team, not only in North America, but again, the world. The ex-NRG boys are now #1, their second title since they moved from NRG to Evil Geniuses, thus making us all question the sale of the team entirely. But that's a different discussion for a different day. Also a different discussion for a different day. 100 Thieves could have the #1 team in the world right now. That just hurts the heart. But when it comes to biggest disappointments, I'm very curious what you guys think about this. Na'Vi was the obvious one. Before I even left for my trip, they were already out of the event, guys, in very disappointing fashion. Updates on that story also probably coming tomorrow for all of you, as the leaks around that team with the referee, it got very interesting about apparently the meshing issues, the arguments happening inside that team either being true or false. Alongside that, Mouse Sports, that project now finally under questioning by a lot of people out there, maybe too young, maybe inexperienced, having several issues around the board with another result. Heroic alongside them, I would say a bit disappointing because they've been looking pretty fire in other leagues out there under K0n and his new reign as well. They had a finish here on top of that. I think alongside Na'Vi, Vitality was certainly another disappointing factor as well. They actually dropped 2 back-to-back series 2-0 sweeps to Fnatic alongside Fury to have their leave of the tournament, and they are under question with their new addition of Shocks. On top of that, I would say a very disappointing result for that team, who, by the way, is still, as you guys are probably not surprised, being carried. I think alongside that, though, the Evil Genius run, of course, to win the event has to be respected. They are certainly #1 in the world when Astralis and Liquid are not present. I think those top 3 teams can really be jumbled around and really make these results hectic when one of those 3 or 2 of those 3 are not present at the event. Alongside that run, though, Evil Geniuses, we have Fnatic, the other counterpart who made that final. Their run was subpar to none. I believe Mouse Sports, MIBR, Furia, G2, alongside Vitality, they beat all those teams to actually make the finals, and that has to be respected. Under Flusha and Golden's return, they are looking yet again like a top 5 team finally, and so it's great to see teams like that now back, and especially because they've made some pretty solid changes. NIP, a pretty solid result. The bottom 4 teams besides Na'Vi, not too surprising. So either way, this result, it really does show, with at least a couple top 3 teams there, like Astralis and Liquid not being there, the other top 5 to top 15 teams in the world, they are a jumble of results. It's a great time to be in CSGO. It's also great, though, to see some ex-NRG boys winning another event. It's great to see Fnatic back in the game. It's great to see, other teams maybe not doing so well and hopefully can bounce back in later tournaments. Either way, Star Ladder was a great event, a great whirlwind of results out there. Evil Geniuses, though, as of right now, they take the event and they take your #1 spot in the world. As of right now, it's well deserved. We'll see how they compete against the likes of Liquid and Astralis once they're back in the same event. As always, hope you guys all enjoy. Several CSGO stories are coming soon alongside other breaking stories out there in esports and gaming. I hope you guys all enjoy, and I'll see you guys all back here sometime soon. Until next time, take care of yourselves. You guys know what to do. Drink coffee, orange juice, wake up, let's vibe together, and I'll see you guys back here soon.